Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys, presented by Cincy Light. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me are my two other co-hosts.
Chris Weir! What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Fart Dunge. How you been? And sitting next to my left is...
Jake Polson, happy to be back.
Yay, he's here forever now.
You're one of us.
One of us. One of us.
You'll be seeping into the walls, just like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I was going to say, we let the chain go out long enough to be
You
behind
can't
the
say
desk.
he's chained up over here,
Yeah,
but
he's
it's
chained
fine.
up. Yeah.
They're comfortable on the ankles, I'll tell you what.
I lotioned him down for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a good guy.
I know. What can I do?
You're
here
really
for
considerate when you let out the gimp.
Exactly. Let out the gimp, but nicely, okay?
Nicely.
You can breathe outside of the mask now.
Exactly. I play ASMR while I'm teaching him to bend over and be polite. I'm so sorry, you guys. We're trying to really reel it in here, and that was, honest to God, the last thing we said before we started this podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's keep it in between the ditches here.
And we sure didn't. Next thing you know, we're going to have on our Patreon ASMR zipper sounds.
Yeah. Ooh, I like.
That's got to be the top tier for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Pay $3 to hear Jake's zipper mask gum undone.
Ball gags.
Oh, man. Okay, so obviously you can hear my voice going in and out. I'm going to apologize. Last night was the home opener for FC Cincinnati, and I was screaming a lot.
Yeah, sounds like you've been gargling asphalt all night, buddy.
You know what? I love them Rocks.
Yeah, but it was worth it, right? They won, pulled in a Vic.
1-0, took them out. It was beautiful. The team is going to gel. They're going to be so good. Kevin Dankey's a beast. Evander is a monster. He had this slide in the 33rd minute at midfield to intercept a ball, and he slid, and it was a perfect touch pass to Kubo. It was gnarly, where I'm like, well, they're going to be really good.
Oh, you got to love to see that.
Just gotta let them figure it out. So I screamed at the ref. There were a lot of bad calls, in my opinion.
You did your part, buddy.
I did my part, and now I'm literally paying for it. So,
Hey, that's all right, man. It got us a victory.
We
really appreciate it.
yeah, I really put my heart and soul out there.
I mean, it's all thanks to you. Put the team on your back.
That's right. I put it on my throat.
More than one. I'm gonna pass on that. I put that team on my throat.
Dude, that was a touch pass right to you, too. You should have put that in the upper 90.
I know, that was pretty
It
slick.
was an easy dunk. So I sound like this, and we've been out because Jake was out of town, and then Jake got the flu, and then Chris got COVID. So I'm limping through this episode.
Yeah, man, it was brutal. I feel 1,000 times better, but we all got taken out. Fortunately, it was in preseason, so nothing to really worry about, you guys.
And how was Washington? What was it, Dirty Face?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I can't escape the snow this year, no matter what. As soon as I got in, snow in the lowlands, which rarely happens in Seattle, I was like...
Was Dirty Face, is that a music festival or something?
No, it's just the name of the cabin that we rent every year and get blind drunk for a couple nights.
Okay, very similar experience, though. Okay,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, what was the Olive Garden thing you guys did?
It's themed every year, and it was the disco night at the Olive Garden.
Were you guys doing like a silent disco with yourselves?
Oh, it was not silent, but yes.
Your suit was so funny.
Thank you.
And you riding the pony, those photos.
I would need way
great.
more explanations here. Did you go into Olive Garden reserving a table with 5 guys dressed like you guys were like the Sopranos or something?
We created our own Olive Garden experience.
Okay, everyone was a familia there.
Yes, absolutely. Bottomless breadsticks. It was a hoot.
So did you guys dress up like you're the Godfather?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had a beautiful 3-piece suit that did not fit me at all.
That's fine.
This suit was tailored for a 6'8", 120-pound man. It's
Okay.
Just straight down the whole thing. But yeah, it looked fantastic. It was straight out of the disco era, so I had to buy it. This was a great Goodwill find.
What was the disco element that came into play? Were you guys listening to disco in the Olive Garden?
It was light on the disco, admittedly.
Okay,
You get about an hour of disco, and it's like, All right.
We're done with disco, right? There was a reason why it died out in the 70s.
Exactly.
There's a reason the Bee Gees never changed their drum pattern.
Yeah.
It's the same in every song.
Yeah.
That's the dream job where it's like, oh, I got to play 23 songs tonight.
Hit the high marks.
Copy paste.
Copy paste. So and then you came home and you got the flu.
Yes, and that was even more fun.
Yeah, good thing you got that after the Olive Garden experience. You wouldn't want anything to
Yeah.
taint that. That'd be awful.
I would hate to leave a bad Yelp review.
Dude, who are those people? We were just talking about this today. Lauren and I were. Who are the people that go on and leave like Yelp reviews for like a Subway and stuff? You?
No, I've never done
It's
that.
just insane. It's like who's leaving like a 3-star? Who has the time to leave like a mediocre review for a known mediocre commodity?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something wild today about Subway. They're legally not allowed to call their bread bread.
It's too much sugar, right?
Correct, because
Yeah.
of the sugar, and they are one molecule away from the bread being plastic.
And you can taste it.
That's why I love it.
Man, I used to get Subway all the time. It's good if you don't have a lot of money and really need to space out some meals.
And
that's the one redeeming quality of it.
Yeah, fill up space in your stomach. You know, I'm really into macroplastics, and that's what that is.
Exactly. I want to make sure I always have a credit card amount of plastic in my belly at every time. It's like kind of like the new basis now. You need to have like a good probiotics in your system.
Sure.
That's what it is. You need to have a lot of plastics in there to combat like all the like aspartame and other things that are floating around.
Oh, absolutely. Burning holes in our brains and our stomachs. USA. USA.
Crushing it.
Crushing it. So, what? So, like, okay, I think we've got basically most of. Hold on. How much Olive Garden? What was on the menu for the Olive Garden?
Oh, it was an impressive dinner for. I forget the
An
final
impressive microwave dinner.
count. So oh my god, they spent hours in the kitchen. It was amazing.
Okay. Oh,
So it
al
was
dente. I'm sorry.
chicken parm, chicken Alfredo, and I don't know lasagna for like 28 28 people.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If you're doing like a family meal
It
situation,
was impressive.
okay.
Bottomless salad, bottomless breadsticks. We had so much dough left over that we made a monstrosity of a bread loaf later in the night. That was, I mean, we shoved Tums in there, all manner of candy, and it turned out really, really good.
Oh, you actually ate it afterwards?
Oh yeah, the Tums came out. It was like a sweet bread at that point, and
I would imagine.
and you needed it for all the rest of the shit in there. So
Yeah, and it's still that is actually healthier than the bread at Subway, apparently.
yeah, it's real bread.
Yeah, bread with bubble gum and Jolly Ranchers is still healthier than the bread they give you at Subway. I'm sorry, bread.
Yeah, bread. Yeah, this loaf, tropical flavored. So, dude, that's incredible. Did you bring any beer back?
No, Lucas is gonna hook us
Okay,
up when
for
he comes
opening
back
day.
For opening day.
This is so exciting.
I know.
It's so exciting. So, well, I'm glad that we're all okay. Mostly, it's my fault because I sound like this. But there's a lot that we need to cover, and so we covered FC Cincinnati. They're going to be very good. I want to start here. I didn't type it out, but we're going to start here. The FanDuel Sports Network. You will be able to buy your team's package for $20 a month and watch it through Amazon Prime Video with no blackouts. How much of a game changer is this?
I can't believe it took him this long to have a system with no blackouts.
Hey, you know how fans that are paying money kind of want to see the product that they're paying to see?
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
What if we accommodated that? I'd be willing to pay money for it, and that's amazing. I'm so stoked about it.
And
Right.
20 a month is, I mean, it's nothing. You're saving money at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
I pay $180 a month for DirecTV Stream. The only reason I have it is to watch the Reds. Now I get to cancel that and be like, oh, it's only $20.
I am so worried about checking like my monthly financials on all my streaming services because you just go down that black hole of trying to figure out what are you shifting around to watch the one thing you're trying to watch in that season. And I know there's probably like 3 or 4 things that are just eating a hole in my wallet.
Yep. And it's awful when you go and check that bank statement. You're like, I forgot to cancel that? Why do I have Fubo, Tubi, and fucking DirecTV.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Why do I have 3 HBO Max accounts?
Why do I have this thing that plays just MP3 files? This is crazy. I have JavaScript on my television. What am I doing?
I reinstalled Flash into my TV.
I had to update my LinkedIn. Don't you hate that when you go on vacation, you forget to log out of your LinkedIn?
Yeah, and you're paying $43 a month for LinkedIn Platinum.
And people are updating my resume? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's open source on my end. Get on in there. So I think this opens the door to Amazon just getting MLB full time, like an Apple TV situation with MLS.
Well, dude, with ESPN like dropping the ball literally with baseball, and with you seeing like a lot of things shifting around with streaming. I mean, you saw Netflix. That was oddly both a huge failure and huge success for them for like broadcasting like that Mike Tyson fight or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things shifting around lately. So man, as long as I get to watch my games and not have to worry about downloading some app temporarily, I'm for it.
Yeah.
It's a low bar to clear for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I just need to see the Reds.
Let me watch what I'm paying you to let me watch.
Give me the bare minimum Major League Baseball.
No.
Yeah.
The other thing, you mentioned it, this is a rare dub for Manfred. Leaving ESPN and Sunday Night Baseball, this will be the last year it's there. I couldn't be more thrilled with the statement that he put out, saying that the ESPN's coverage of the sport is lackluster, so they shouldn't get the highlighted game of the week. Do you guys agree?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I hate that baseball has been treated like not even like a third-class citizen on ESPN, like where you really have to, even like when there's non-sporting other events where there's covering like drafts from like football and basketball, and it's like, can I at least watch one of the games? There's another professional like genre out there of sport where they just seemingly just peeled away from it since like, you know, start in like the late 90s really started taking like a shift.
Yeah. I mean, to get a headline on ESPN for baseball, something crazy has to happen.
Yeah.
Like it's and meanwhile you're getting like, oh, a college triple double, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like the coverage shifted as soon as ESPN got Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And then just really honed in and said, screw baseball. Which, like, look, that's their prerogative, and the football is the biggest sport in America.
The moneymaker.
It's the moneymaker. So something else has to suffer, and in their eyes, it's baseball, which I think is foolish because the numbers say that the sport is growing year after year until 2026 with the CBA. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
And American football is not really popular outside of America, but baseball is popular all over the Americas and even abroad further. So, I mean, I think that's just like a big swath that they're missing of potential people watching. But it's also on Rob Manfred a bit to have that relationship kind of go the way it went because Rob wasn't really respecting the sport either. But I do like what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And I ate a lot of my own words as far as what they did with changing some of the rules. So, yeah, this is exciting stuff. It's kind of like a different vibe.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that baseball's like spread across too many streaming services right now. It would be great if it was consolidated, and Amazon's got the opportunity. They got the, they got the money.
I'm sure they had the bandwidth for it. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Did I just... Hold on one second here. Oh, son of a bitch.
Were we not recording?
We are recording, but I think that mic number one might be a little screwed. We'll find out after, when I listen to the audio.
Tight.
So cool. So, you got to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, okay.
Or how the
crew in the back. Can we check it on mic one?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. We'll get it from upstairs.
Yeah, Jason, throw it up on the TV.
Yeah.
Is this how the sausage is made, or how the gravel is gargled? In my instance, in my case, yeah, I'm with you. It doesn't need to be consolidated. I know that it is between. Like if you just read between the lines, it's not hard to figure out that with Friday Night Baseball with Apple TV, Amazon now with FanDuel, and Amazon even competing to get NBA along those lines and stuff. I think it's just between those two juggernauts to get MLB a permanent home.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to choose, which would you rather have, Apple or Amazon?
Well, I already have Amazon.
Okay. Okay. Great insight.
I love the Apple Score bug.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's clean, it's nice, easy to read, and it seems like they have like great quality of the actual broadcasting. But yeah, I think Amazon's probably going to be the one to pull away from this. I mean, they just have more money.
Yeah, I mean, Apple has more money than God, but yeah, and I think with the infrastructure in place and Amazon just buying the infrastructure.
Yeah, and they're trying to get into sports in general.
Yeah.
Where Apple is mostly, I mean, it's been baseball and, I don't know, a couple NHL games. I don't think I've seen anything else on there.
Yeah, that's about it. Maybe a couple races.
Yeah.
I'm holding out for Roku.
Hell yeah.
I'm a Roku guy.
Roku.
No, dude. I think whichever one picks it up, either Amazon or Apple, they do have the depth of pocket and interest to make it happen. People want to pay to watch what they want to watch.
Yep.
Let it happen.
You know what you should pick up? You should pick up a 12-pack or 24-pack of Cincy Light, baby. Cincy Light, Cincinnati's premier light lager. It's not just a clean, fresh, crisp, amazing light lager. It also helps out Cincy Reigns, where a portion of the money goes to an NIL fund. So you are helping college athletes make it along the way when you pick up a 12-pack, 24-pack, or a draft pour of Cincy Light. Cincy Light, go drink it.
All right.
How about that? Look
And
at
we're back.
Hey. I was like, that's a perfect spot for a read. And there it is.
Got it, dog.
Nailed it. Something else that happened while we were out. We had talked about Pete Alonso, how it would be a perfect fit for him to play first in Cincinnati. But he went back to the Mets, 2 years, $54 million, a monster discount from the original contract he was offered. What was that, 5 years, 185?
Yeah, something around.
Yikes, way to fumble the bag on that one. Why didn't the Reds offer that?
Because I think the Reds are a little ticket shy. Even though it's something that is affordable for them, I just think they're trying to spread out a lot of money. At least what we saw is that they weren't necessarily going out for the one big heavy hitter. They were kind of like stacking up and making the base a bit more secure. You know, they were going out for quantity as opposed to, you know, one or two quality, higher leverage guys.
And it certainly seems like they're trying to save at least a little bit of money for the trade deadline. There's going to be a lot of bats available this year. We'll know more about the team then than now. And we have plenty of talent on the roster to run last year's squad back out there and just pray for better health. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
But, man, I wish we had polar bear. I love that, man. And polar bears, those are my favorite animals, dog.
Yeah.
And one that hits homers.
right.
Come on. Want to hang out in the dirty river, you know? See,
Exactly.
go from a polar bear to like one of them sad brown bears floating on the icicle as the earth melts.
Oh, my God. They
Oh,
even
you
do
mean
the
a
polar
polar
bear.
No,
They
yeah, I
do
mean a polar bear.
they do the polar bear plunge every year, right, out on the river. So, Pete Alonso, that could be a huge sponsorship for you.
Could have been. Well, Pete, 2 years, 54. He can opt out after this year if he wants to. We'll see what happens. We'll see which Pete Alonso we get. But I think he also took a hometown discount.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have built quite a roster, and it's an attractive place to go play.
Yeah, I'd say so, especially, too, with how he was playing in postseason. He definitely could have got a lot more, but he's wanting to play on, I guess, a premier team that he thinks can actually get back to where they were last year and further.
And it doesn't hurt your numbers to have Juan Soto hitting in front of you.
No.
I mean, look what it did for Aaron Judge.
Yeah, exactly.
So, whoa.
Opt out next year after he hits 58 homers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can overpay him to come here. Unless CES does what we think CES can do, which is hit 30 home runs. Then you don't need that because then you have that production in-house at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. The other major signing that recently happened, Alex Bregman, 3 years, 120 to the Red Sox. Opt-outs after every year. What are they thinking?
I mean, Bregman has always hit incredibly well at Fenway, and I think that this was a move to sort of just make a move.
Okay.
You know, they went and they addressed the pitching. That was the big thing for them.
Yep.
I mean, Crochet is going to be a huge addition. But yeah, I mean, they waited out the market they got something that they were comfortable with. I don't like the deal. I don't think he'll exercise any of those opt-outs. No. But who knows? I mean, he has crushed the ball over his career at Fenway.
Yeah, I mean, he'll put a hole in the big green monster out there.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that he's going to slap and hit that there. It's just interesting to see when you have your franchise player already at third, and then you go and sign a much better defensive third baseman.
Yeah, Devers is just going to have to get used to the idea at some point that he's not a third baseman.
How old is Bregman now? I'm just trying to think of like how
30?
many. 30? Okay, yeah. So he's kind of like in that great
still in his physical
productivity
prime.
years for him. And any team that adds Alex Bregman has a ton of experience that he has in postseason play, and your offense is going to get better.
Yeah.
And Boston wasn't too bad last year as far as what they were scoring. They were 9th in baseball as far as total output for runs. It's not awful, but I think they might jump up a little bit there. I mean, they're just right behind San Diego and the Mets.
They have an insane farm system too. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have
cooked.
Yeah, there's a outfielder they got, Roman Anthony, who might be like the next dude. I think
really?
A lot of outlets had him ranked as the number 1 prospect in baseball for this offseason, and he can do it all.
Keith Law loves him.
I love him. I mean, he's just got one of those profiles where it's like, oh fuck, there's nothing he can't do.
You can kiss me on the mouth. That's
fine. Yeah.
I love your profile.
Yeah. Open mouth, a lot of tongue. You bet, Roman.
Come on out to our next Olive Garden disco night. Your family now, all right? And bring the Jolly Rancher bread. Come on.
Here, put this in your hair. What is it, gel? No, Alfredo.
It's Alfredo.
He keeps a real slick back.
He rubbed Alfredo through his hair. That's Tony Alfredo.
Tony Alfredo. No, that ain't dandruff. That's just melted cheese.
A little Parmesan.
He's
got a breadstick like a stogie. Hey, come on now.
Hey, I'm Roman Anthony. Come on, we having a good time. Dude, and then Wilmer Brave. All of this leads up to me asking, should the Reds go and trade for Masataka Yoshida? Because clearly he doesn't have a spot anymore.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on the price because he is not a very good defensive outfielder.
No, you're basically trading for a DH.
Yeah, and he already is he's not coming at a discount contract-wise.
No.
I do think that he could add a lot to this lineup. I mean, he gets on base. He's got enough pop to matter. But yeah, we already have enough fringe defensive outfielders that I don't know. If he came cheap, I'd be fine with it, but not give up any huge capital.
And when you mean cheap, you're looking at $18.6 million over this season, next season, and 2027.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a
I
guy
like
that can't play defense.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things we keep sacrificing one thing for another, especially in the outfield. But man, if we had somebody that had a 280 batting average in right field, I'd take that if they had a little bit. I mean, minus I know Jake Fraley kind of hovered around there, but the production was just very lacking last year.
Yeah, and he's not an on base guy like Yoshida is.
Yeah.
So you're getting that,
and Yoshida stays on the field.
Yeah,
which helps.
That does help.
Yeah.
And so he had a little bit of a rough go with it last year, but that either he's going to be available or is Tristan Casas going to be available?
Now that's the dream.
That is the dream.
Just some lefty pop at first base. I mean, he's a fun guy to root for. He's got a personality similar to Pete Alonso. He's a goofy guy. He does all of his the stretching before the game in the sun and the bare feet. He's a funny dude to have on the team, and it seems like he's a great temeate, and God, he can hit the fuck out of the ball.
Yeah, he can. He can be out there earthing with Terry, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly, just twinkle toeing around. Yeah. I think what we were talking about before about Reds leaving a little bit in the purse for later moves midway through the season, I do think they should really try to investigate a bit more and see if they can excavate anything out from the Boston Red Sox, because there's already a little bit of static rolling through there with this trade.
Yeah, Devers is pissed.
Yeah. I mean, be a better defender, man.
Look, dude, I get it. I'm with you.
They're giving him the chance to earn it, and I think that's the right way to go about it rather than just sign Bregman and just immediately be like, hey, you're a first baseman now.
Yeah.
Or a DH. I mean, who knows if he can even handle first.
Yeah, isn't his shoulder messed up right now, too?
Devers, I don't know about that.
Okay. I thought I read or listened to something that said, his shoulder's messed up. And speaking of messed up shoulders, Spencer Steer is going to just be DHing this spring.
Yeah.
Are you worried about that at all?
I mean, it's not good that he can only DH, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, Spencer Steer's earned all of, our trust, and if he's hurt and he can still hit, then that's fine. That's what spring training's for.
Right.
Yeah, if there's anyone that's going to focus just on hitting, I feel very comfortable with it being Steer. I think last year didn't go the way he wanted to, but from him, he says that throwing, is the one time he feels that little impingement or whatever it is. But hitting wise, he says no resistance or negative feelings from it whatsoever. So I do like that. But, initially, anytime you hear about a Red's potential injury, I have just such a short-term memory, so it does bother me.
Yeah.
However, if it doesn't bother him batting, I would, okay, cool. We need his bat far more than we need his glove. But, that does irritate me.
It is kind of
It
irritating.
impinges me.
Hey!
Let me get out of here.
Come on.
Get out of here. I'm going to go.
Hell yeah. Hit the disco. Get your Alfredo on.
Hey, Alfredo on me. Come on.
Yeah, give me some of that Sunday gravy. Well, with all this talk about the Red Sox, we got to switch to the rival. Yankees letting them beards rip, baby. You can now be a Yankee and have a well-groomed beard. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, you guys are so far behind like the rest of the teams. It's just one of those things. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder how it'll go. Or maybe they'll have like those really old timey like beards where people ride the bicycles, the big wheel up front.
Yeah.
So I gotta have them like barber shopped and have like the Raleigh fingers up top, Union down at the bottom.
Union at the bottom.
Yeah,
We're only allowing Civil War facial hair. That's it.
only Civil War era facial hair, please.
Well, my thing has been the Yankees have always been allowed to have beards, but not on the field, just in the stands.
Hey, come on.
Crush that. Have I been saving that up all week? Yes. Yes, I have. Did I text multiple people it? And they go, why did you say that? And I say, yeah, I think it's funny. And they're like, why? It's not that funny, Billy. That happened, so... You laughed. That's
you were
what I
texting
wanted.
Aaron Judge, though. He was like, stop DMing me,
Yeah.
please, Billy.
I was hitting up his dog's Instagram account. Now, what do you think about this? You might be a bitch, but your dad's a bigger one.
Don't block me, please.
Got him. Oh, fucking great. Yeah, I don't care. I think that the fact that it has been in the lexicon and talked about all week, like I was driving over here listening to 1530, and they talked about it the whole drive over.
Yeah, this couldn't be news like otherwise if it wasn't preseason. It's one of those things like, how would Aaron Judge look with a beard? Who's going to grow some mutton chops? It's just like, come on, dude.
Actually, that'd be tight if Aaron Judge did have mutton chops.
Oh, my goodness. Could you imagine how big that'd be?
It would be perfect with his teeth.
Yeah.
Split right down the middle anyway. So.
And him being a judge. It'd be great. Like a judge. Like he should come out wearing a wig.
Very Van Buren of him.
Yeah, very Van Buren. Remember the 8? Van Buren, the 8 from Seinfeld. Look it up, gang.
Look it up. Okay, I do not remember, but I'm going to go back and look it up.
It was a later season. It was kind of in that. I think it might have been like season 8. But
Post Larry David.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I need to really brush up on when he broke. But it was a Van Buren thing where Seinfeld's ready to get beaten up by this gang, and he went to like block, the punches, and he holds up 8 fingers, which was the sign of the Van Buren gang, the Van Buren boys,
Whoa.
because he was the 8th president.
Oh
Yeah, look it up. It's funny. I don't know, man.
Now I got homework after this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I
you
don't
live
need to
your life.
edit and clip this up for the whole week. No, I need to watch this Van Buren bit from Seinfeld.
Yeah, have you guys heard about this Seinfeld thing? Give it a shot.
Oh, that Jerry Seinfeld. He'll break one day.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll figure it out.
I got faith in him. He'll put it together.
So, yeah, you don't give a shit either, right?
It's non-news.
Right.
Like you said, the only reason that it's that anyone's heard about it is because there's just not a lot going on right now. So.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's like they put out a whole official statement, and it'd be like if the Tampa Bay Rays were like, "We're finally going to let dogs around the clubhouse." Still not news to me. Don't give a shit. So one thing I give a shit about: the Reds went out and signed Scott Barlow for the Pen. Jake, what do you know about this guy? Tell me everything you know.
Mr. Consistent. I mean, it never spends any time on the IL. Like, he will be in our bullpen all year. Is he the flashiest bullpen arm? No, but he has had a wildly successful career, and I mean, he's healthy. He stays healthy, and that is so nice. And it was a bargain of a deal.
It's like $2 million for the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He's got closer experience. I mean, back with the Royals, he had several good seasons with them. He still can sling it. So I think it was a great little late addition.
Yeah, he was thrown in the postseason last year, wasn't he? Or am I missing out on? Because I was trying to see some postseason stats. I didn't get a good look at him.
I think he did.
But like you were saying, a consistent guy. And last year, although the bullpen and the pitching staff in general did a great job figuring out what to do on the fly with all these injuries, it was still kind of like a circus act being ran. So I think this will help reduce stress.
Yeah.
Looking at his last year's numbers in 63 games, 11.1 K per nine. You don't scoff at that. 2.9 strikeouts to walks. ERA plus of 96. And home runs per nine, a flat 1. And comes in with an arsenal of slider, curve, four-seam, sinker, 45% slider last year, 21% curveball, 20% four-seam, 14% sinker, and something else that is very nice, the whiff percentage last year in the 94th percentile with 33.6.
Yeah, I dig that, man.
Swing and miss. That's what you need.
And throws a ton of strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, just fills up the zone. He's just Mr. Consistent.
Yeah. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but Nick Martinez was throwing today, and I think he had all 14 pitches he threw in the first inning be strikes.
Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, I'm talking about consistency, piling on that with another Reds pitcher.
And filling up the zone.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. And with a swing and miss, because you have guys who pitch to weak contact already in that pen. People like Brent Suter is a great example. So you need a guy that can have swing and miss stuff, so you can mix and match it up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Guys, we're clicking in.
We're just agreeing on everything. How about that?
We're agreeing to everything.
A few dudes getting together, palling around,
talking about pasta.
What more could you want, huh?
Well, I could.
Besides an ice cold Cincy Light.
Hey!
Come on! I'm gonna get out of here for a second time.
You snuck in the sponsor. Look at you!
Hey.
Come on, Cincy Light, crisp, refreshing. Buy it. I think that's how you tell people to get stuff. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it now.
You want it?
You want it? Come get it. My voice is coming in and out. We're doing this, dude. We're making it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, preseason, baby.
We're doing it, dude. Spring has sprung. Games were played on Saturday. Games were played on Sunday. Terry went out and spoke to some folks, and Terry said, "I'm a fucking Red." Hell yeah.
Put it on a shirt.
Hell, yes. Where is it?
We're waiting on approval from the MLBPA.
Gotcha.
It's happened. Trust me, it has happened. So there's a photo that the Reds put out of Terry with his arms folded. Did that become a sticker in my phone, and have I sent it out 50 times? Yes. It's so good. Whenever someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go do this?" I'm like... So, pretty great. Did that get you all fired up when he was talking about seeing his Cleveland Guards and saying, "I'm a fucking Red, I don't give a fuck shit"?
I thought it was a great move to show the players what he did. They're doing like a split squad thing, playing two different teams, and as opposed to going to play against the Cleveland Guardians, Terry's last major league team that he coached for, he instead went to play with and coach on the other squad, so he didn't have what he called like a hug fest, which he says there'll be a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was that aware of the optics that could have on this young team, I think that speaks worlds of the type of the types of players that he's trying to bring up to this organization. So I really dig it.
Yeah. The other thing that Terry came out and he said is that Matt McClain is staying at second base. Jake, what do you think?
Love it. Consistency. Like, just let him. It's his position. Don't let anyone else take it from him.
Yeah.
He's already earned it as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully he comes back healthy. It's with all the moving pieces on this roster, it's nice to just have Matt McClain at second. Your double team tandem is locked in.
check those boxes.
Yeah.
Have things you don't need to think about now. It's like McLean second, Ellie short.
Yeah.
Go down that line. Just don't have less and less things to worry about. And seeing Matt McLean and hearing his name being spoken for coming up in the box, I mean, that was the first chill I think I got of the year, which was the first thing that happened essentially because he led off the first game. But dude, such a thrill to have that guy back in the box.
Yeah, keep you up the gut is where you build and you're set. You've got your young arms throwing, starting in the rotation with Nick Martinez. Tyler behind the dish, Elliott short, McLean at second, TJ in center. You're built. Then you build out from there.
Yeah.
And keep it like that. I keep hearing someone said that they were talking about moving Ellie back to like third.
Well, I mean, he's got the arm for it.
Yeah.
But you just can't waste that athleticism at third. Like, he's a shortstop.
Through and through. Shortstop, and then I don't want to hear this center field talk anymore. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it'd be thrilling.
I don't want to fucking do it, Jake.
Sorry.
Okay?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea either. I just don't want him to ruin his legs and then get hurt.
It'd be the
and
most
be in center.
thrilling thing for the
what
first
happened
half.
to Lewis Robert?
Yeah. Yeah. What? Sorry.
No, I would say it'd be thrilling to watch Ellie. I mean, anywhere, but in like center field, having him run around, have all that free range space. Of course, you make miraculous plays, but like I say, I mean, I don't want to see his legs get tired, or having him running into a wall or another player because that's the type of intensity he brings to a position. And again, I don't want to have anything else to think about or have to have us tinker around with certain things. The mental energy that we need to put towards the maneuvering of players doesn't need to be around Ellie right now, I feel.
Yeah, I'm gun shy after Nick Senzel.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't want to make them play a different position.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
And it's something that doesn't need to happen, so why even bother?
Correct. So I'm glad that came out. And then what Terry said about Novi Marte, that he has every opportunity in the world to take the job at third, but he has to earn it. I mean, did you see him coming in and taking it literally from anyone else?
I do not. And I just hope that he is like fully healthy and locked in, because if he has a good spring, like he's a guy that could transform this roster if he starts to reach his full potential. And probably the only guy with the chance of being a plus defender at third.
Yeah, man. His hands are special. They're really super smooth. The times that he was making errors, it was a lot of those instances where it wasn't a quick play. It was where he had time to think about, take another pace, and it would just double clutch and just airmail a ball or just have... He was good when he doesn't have to think about it. When he is able to have enough experience to where he can trust himself in his hands. I mean, he is just one of the most slickest and smoothest players that we got to see, 2 years ago and a bit of last year.
Yeah. And I just hope he's got his head on straight, because I think that's what happened to him last year too. So keep his head into it and let his natural abilities take over. I'm very excited, and I'm with you. I think if you finally can go, all right, if Matt McLean stays healthy, McLean, Ellie, if TJ Friel can get back to what he was in 2023, which I think he is, I think a lot of people are writing him off.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. I mean, you lose a season like to injuries and inconsistency, and it's a fickle sport, man.
And look what he did when he was back. I mean, he was raking.
Still hit.
The home runs that he had, the pace that he was on was much better than it was the year previous, I believe. And then, he was just injured. But, man, he had he got hit a bunch, and he broke his arm or hand like the first thing in like spring training. So, it was a rough year for him. But I don't expect him not to have a great season this year.
I do too. I think after taking 5 trips to Club IL, I think he's really going to lock it back in, take care of himself, and you'll have better numbers than what he had in 23. So that adds length to your lineup, and then you include Spencer Steer, who, if he does what he did last year, which he can, and I think he will improve upon it, you're adding Marte, who can be what we think he can be. You have lengthened your lineup.
Yeah.
You're
starting to look pretty sexy at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of 2020 potential in there, a lot of high OBPs. That's how you build a lineup these days.
Yeah, all those people we mentioned were guys that got very little outside of Steer, got very little playing time last year. I mean, CES hardly swung a bat. Matt McClain, not at all. Yeah. And then TJ Friel was up for about around a third of the season.
Yeah.
And those guys were such huge impact players, or at least projected to be. So those are a lot of guys. We talk about we needed to pick up a bat or something, but there was still a lot of war potential that we just didn't get to experience last year.
Yeah. And if the Candyman can be the Candyman from 2023, that'd be great. And the good thing you mentioned CES. I mean, I think one big difference you're going to see between David Bell and Terry Francona was how much that medical team fucked with CES. Up, down, like, is he going to go on the IL? Is he not going to go on the IL? What's going on with that wrist? What's going on with that hammock? He's fine. No, he's not fine. No, he's fine. He's not fine. He's out for the year. I don't think you're going to get that bullshit this year. So that's just another way that this team will be better. And I think with CES, if he hits 30 homers, holy shit, you've added another length, added more length to that lineup. Also, what do you think about him working out at third?
He doesn't quite have the arm for it, but it's good to get him reps there. I guarantee he's going to get some starts at third. In the corners, there's going to be a lot of moving around. So put him over there and just punt on defense for a game or two.
Yeah, outside first and DH, third base is the only other opportunity for him to see play in the field.
Yeah.
I feel. So that's just one of those things where that's a player where you figure out, like, hey, we need your bat in here, so we need to figure out where we can put you in where you have the least amount of damage done in defense. It's just not his thing right now, defense. So, but his bat, supposedly, we're waiting to see it. We had glimpses of it, in 2023, and then nothing really in 24. So,
except for that opening series where he hit that bomb to win it against the Nationals. Yeah, we're sitting there, and Alicia's like, "Watch him come back." And then it started to happen. Alicia's like, "Wouldn't it be awesome if CES homered here?" And I was like, "It would be awesome." And then he fucking did it.
Yeah. Dude's got pop, so I can't wait to see. Again, another person that's going to be like this sleeper cell where it's just like not a lot of people have, or have him on the radar. And so I think he can really do some big things without too much pressure on himself.
Yeah.
He better. I tell you that. There's no pressure on you, buddy.
Yeah, nope. You know what? No pressure. And hey, if you play well, we'll send you some Alfredo.
Hey!
I'm trying to talk to him about how he needs to be a better athlete while struggling to get my sandal on. You need to really keep your hands back. Hold on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over here playing with the back of my shirt, trying not to have my butt crack and love handles come out over here. And I'm like, if only you could, play third base.
Yeah. Smells like garlic. Billy, are your love handles out?
Yeah.
Just got back from the family Olive Garden.
That's right. Chickpea pasta for all. Oh. Jake, is there anyone that we need to keep our eyes on going for the next week? Someone that we want to see make another jump that we just haven't talked about at all?
I am interested to see our two big boys in the pen pitch.
Yeah.
Zach Maxwell and Luis May.
Maxwell did not have a good outing today.
He did not. And he's got some of the best stuff in that bullpen. I mean, it's filthy, but God, he has no idea where it's going.
I still need to familiarize myself with his arm, but I'm really stoked for the bullpen this year.
Do you how many more opportunities is he going to get before they send him to minor league camp?
It all depends on the walks. If he comes out and he's walking 2 batters an inning, then he'll be one of the first cuts.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of options in the bullpen. They started Graham Ashcraft today.
Yeah.
And, he looked fine, so they're clearly going to stretch him out. But if any of those guys falter, then Ashcraft will end up in the pen, assuming everyone is healthy entering opening day.
Of course, which is always a big, big ask. And one guy we have not talked about who is possibly is your 7th, 8th starter, maybe someone you put in the pen that they signed for pennies on the dollar, Wade Miley.
Mm-hmm.
I am so glad he is back in a Reds uniform.
It's going to throw another no-hitter, I guarantee.
You're calling it now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got some magic left in the arm, dude. So I think, if we get down to these situations where we really need to have someone Band-Aid some starts together, he's a perfect candidate for it.
Couldn't agree with you more. And, I mean, he doesn't – I mean, that guy, I think, could pitch until he's 76 years old. because he's just throwing a slider away, cutter inside. And it's not, he's like, I'm not pitching fast. I'm just here to generate ground balls and get outs.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if at some point he's made 5 starts this year.
I can definitely see that. And he's familiar with pitching at Great American Ballpark, and his stuff is, it's a finesse sort of thing there. So yeah.
Yeah. Who's the other guy? Because aside from Big Sugar, which what a great nickname.
Oh,
Big Sugar.
absolutely.
Incredible
he's
nickname.
huge. It's fun seeing him up on the mound. He's 6'6", 275.
Yeah.
He's a unit.
That's a little bigger than me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just got straight gas. And Luis May has a similar profile. He was one of our 40-man roster additions before the Rule 5 draft this year. And a similar profile. He can throw gas. He's got a beautiful slider, and sometimes it just ends up in the dugout.
Yeah. Didn't he pitch really well in the Dominican this winter?
He did.
He had a sub-1 ERA.
Yes, which was, the only thing between him and being an 8th inning reliever is command. That's it. He's got the stuff. There's no question. Same with Maxwell. Like, if they just pick up a little bit of command, that's the back end of our bullpen for the next 5 years. But it is an obstacle.
Yeah,
it's really not good for either of them right
Okay.
now. But hey, they're young. Like, they're young pitchers, and we have a great development staff. So
Yeah, and you can work on command. If you got the stuff there, I think the command is probably, I don't really know, but I am assuming the command isn't nearly as hard as learning, being able to have, that really gifted ability to throw.
it's tougher to teach a wipeout slider than it is to place it.
Yeah. Yep. Command, Alt, Delete. That's what I say.
I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, I really, really don't want to hear this shit. But no, I'm with you, dude. And I think that he will improve on it through the rest of the year. And there's nothing wrong with having him hang out. He was in AA last year, right?
Yeah.
So there's.
They're knocking on the door. They're right there.
Yeah.
So
and having young, controllable bullpen arms. That's always a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Did you guys see what Hunter Green posted on Instagram? His goals for the year: sub-3 ERA, finish top 3 in Cy Young / win the Cy Young.
Learn cursive.
Learn cursive. Yeah. Eat more pasta.
Eat more pasta.
Eat more pasta. And what was the other? 200 strikeouts.
Achievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's almost setting the bar low.
Yeah. Were you a little disappointed that it didn't say make the playoffs?
Well, those are personal goals,
Well,
I guess. So.
There's always just a given that you want to make the playoffs.
Oh, they expect it, I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I think he was looking, it seems like it was more personal goals and like kind of tangible stuff to like his stats. But dude, I didn't see that, but I like that he's putting out that accountability early.
Yeah, and just throwing it up for everybody to see. Like, here's my whiteboard. Bam, Instagram. Let's party.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the disco, baby. So, okay. Who reigned this week? Pretty easy answer. Ellie De La Cruz. 2 for 2 on Saturday, hitting a homer on the left side of the plate and the right side of the plate. Pretty cool. Also, did you notice his hands? Oh boy, if he has the swing under control right now and he's building on it, wait for the rest of the season because Ellie could be reigning the entire year. What did you notice about the hands?
He has worked on his placement. He doesn't get out in front of himself anymore. It's such a beautiful, fluid swing at this point, especially from the left side. And it's tantalizing what he could do this season.
Yeah, for the amount of depth that swing can have in grounded covers, it's pretty compact that he's keeping the hands back more, and it's already locked and loaded, and it is going pretty much forward from that point. So I do like that he seemed to cut out some distance in the swing.
Yeah, he didn't need to generate that, which is something that we talked about at nauseum last year, which was he would go, pull back, drop the hands, and then lift. Creating something that he didn't need to do, which then threw his body out of whack, and that caused a lot of strikeouts. Seems like he's in a lot of control now and moving forward, and watching him work with Eric Davis and Barry Larkin on that means like serious business.
Yeah, and from the first at-bat that he had, keeping his hands back for that off-speed pitch, didn't need to hit. He didn't get all of it, but it was enough to get a home run.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get all of it. He only hit it 369 feet.
Yeah.
Was it more? I thought it was more than that.
Maybe. He was like 918 feet of home runs yesterday.
Yeah, he had a whatever
No,
it was. He stayed back, hit the ball out of the park, and looked even better his second at bat. So
They're being more selective in those ABs. I know it's just February and it's early, but that's the kind of stuff that we got to get hyped about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only our best player.
exactly, and it just makes them feel a lot more comfortable. I imagine that they're getting their bats going early, and the fact that getting started off on a good foot has been a bit of a bugaboo with the Reds the past. I don't know how many seasons at this point.
Dude, I don't want to talk about that.
So that is refreshing. And again, it's just that we just went through the second preseason game, so we're not trying to get ahead of ourselves here. But we're just excited to watch good baseball.
Yeah.
I'm excited that it's back.
Me too. Chase Petty pitched 4 innings, correct?
Yeah.
He gave up, 1 run?
Yeah. I mean,
We didn't get to watch it, but we got to look at the line and go, oh, okay, there we go.
he's going to have some time in the rotation this year. Like, he's ready. There's nothing for him to prove in the minors at this point.
I agree.
Just got to get that. Just got to work on those fastballs, and it'll be
Got to get him over the plate.
yeah.
Just got to fill up the zone. So, I mean, we're just very excited. But yeah, Ellie De La Cruz, your Cincy Reigns, who reigned this week, which again, bang, Cincy Light. Go buy it. Go drink it. Drink a lot of it responsibly over a long period of time.
Next
Is that
time
how
we're
you're
gonna have
supposed? Is that how you're supposed to do that? I
no.
think
Next
is that-
time we're gonna have the person that isn't like booze hungover. Clearly, do like the drinking responsibly lines. Whatever you do. Do not ever. No, I mean Billy was just cheering on his fans, cheering on his fans.
Yeah, that's right. Cheering them on, baby. I got fans of my Saturday night activities.
That's what you're doing at FC Standard. Everyone's here for me, bro.
It's my town. It's my town. Oh, snap. So, yeah, buy Cincy Light. It goes to the Cincy Reigns NIL Fund. Help college athletes make a buck or two. There you go. Cool. We
Dig
did
it.
that read. Right. We did it. So this week we've got a bunch of games. We'll be able to, I think we're going to be able to watch a fair amount of them, right? Are they going to be broadcast?
At least on the radio.
Yeah, I think the next one playing the Dodgers, that's going to be, I believe, on MLB Network.
It'll be Sasaki, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, man. Whoo.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, God, I hate the Dodgers. I hate them so much.
It'll be more fun to beat them this year.
Exactly.
Yes, just like we did last year.
Swept them, I believe, in at least one series, didn't
Yep.
we?
Wasn't that at home?
I think so.
Oh.
How about that?
Suck it, Otani, or whatever. So let's round third and head for home. Chris, you got anything coming up you want to plug a lug?
Yeah, I got some shows coming up. March 1st, I'll be at the Comet, and I'll be doing a set there. Our buddy Wayne Mehmet, friend of the pod, he's going to be recording his first album. That'll be super cool. Make reservations for that on bombsawaycomedy.com. March 3rd or March 2nd, the next day, I'll be at the Woodward Theater doing a spot there. And the
John Caparillo.
Yeah. I'll be doing some time before him. So go out and see a show at the Woodward Theater. It's super fun. And then the 7th, I will be at Commonwealth Sanctuary.
Oh, nice. Who are you working with on the 7th?
I honestly don't know. Okay. I can't remember. I had to switch a date, and then so went with that one. I don't really know.
March 6th, I will be at Commonwealth Sanctuary. Andrew Pinnell and Stephen Baird. Stephen Bear, not Baird, oy vey. They asked me to be in their sketch show. They filmed an episode of a show. I'm in it, and I'm going to do stand-up before we air the episode.
Nice.
So come on out. That's at 7:30 on Thursday.
Cool.
Next Thursday. Jake, do you have anything you want to plug or talk about?
Drink Cincy Light.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, thank you to Cincy Light for sponsoring the pod. Fantastic. Drink Cincy Light. Thank you to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. They are a coffee shop in New Orleans and a comedy club. So who knows? Maybe we can make it down to New Orleans for some reason. That'd be pretty cool. And intheclutch.com. check it out. Right now, we just released a whole bunch of shirts that have the player's name, and it says, helped me win my fantasy league. So I've got Brent Rooker helped me win my fantasy league. Because he sure did last year, didn't he, buddy?
There you go.
Yeah, going to need to get one of those shirts and wear it. So promo code Nasty Boys. Get 10% off. Get after it, And we have some cool stuff for the Tokyo series. So if you want to hop on that and you want to get like an Otani shirt celebrating the series in Japan, you can do that. I won't be doing that. Fuck them. So yeah, check that out. And thank you guys for having me being on the pod and being in the fart dunge.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me. Yes.
Yeah, always glad to have you guys back here. We changed up the angle a little bit. We're mixing things up on you guys. You guys don't even know what's happening over here.
Yeah, you can be able to hear Jake's mouth zipper better.
Those chains rustling back here. We got them zip tied down, you guys. But thank you guys so much for coming out here. I love getting to talk baseball with y'all.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's great. I can't wait for the season. A
so
lot
close.
of huge, awesome things to look forward to. A lot of magic in the air for 2025. So,
Smell that?
yeah.
Yeah, it smells like a positive energy and positive momentum.
That's a roux of magic right there.
No, that's Sunday gravy, actually.
Oh, yeah,
And Lord's making a pot upstairs.
Yeah, that's my toes. My toes are curdling.
Toes are curdling, and we'll find a way to get this gimp chain out around. This is actually a lot easier.
Yeah, I know. It's getting caught up with the electrical cords and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the audio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so we'll see how that went. I kept watching the bars. I think we're good. So, and thank you for watching and or listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.
Go Reds!